How are you? Good morning. Eduardo, what's happening, my friend?
How are you, my friend? Good morning once again, and thank you for inviting me today.
Of course, man. Always happy to have you. Of course, I wouldn't say this episode is brought to you by because I had to buy this myself. But hey, man, shout out to the ship. Got a little coffee, got some breakfast this morning, and I am definitely ready to have this conversation. Very big conversation. But before we get into all that, just want to remind everybody, welcome to the live stream. Of course, most importantly, first and foremost, we are here to connect, to practice our English, to practice our communication. This is the conversation that is truly happening all around the world. Eduardo tuning in from Peru. I'm over here in Texas holding it down, and we always come together kind of like your family and friends in your living room, commentating off everything they see on TV. That is who we are. We do not claim to be experts in none of these topics. We are basically expressing my freedom of speech that I'm allowed to in this country. And we're just going to say how we feel. And of course, when we always do, we have consideration of everyone's respect, everyone's feelings. So it's not like we're just here talking crap. We're definitely trying to make that connection and amongst ourselves, and of course, get that language practice in there. But Eduardo, today it's been a topic, right? It's been a little bit of a topic. Before we dive in, anything on your end? Everything good? Any updates? I just want to check in with you before we go in because once we go in, we may not come back.
Yes, everything is okay. Thank you very much for asking me. And here in Peru, as every day, winter is a little cold. It's a little cloudy, but yes, everything is normal.
All right, cool. I'm glad you're good, looking good, feeling good. Now, let me see. Let me take a look at the chat before we go. What's up, Wes? Holding it down. Of course, all the way from Nigeria. Shout out to the community out there. Always happy to see you all. I'm just giving everybody a little minute. I know I did jump in a little earlier than usual, so just gonna give a little second. Everybody stroll on in. You good, Eduardo? So your camera just came off. Did the Microsoft IT issue catch you? Is is that what's going on? Oh, did we lose Eduardo?
Here, sorry, I was like my water to
I said,
speak.
oh no, the Microsoft update got you. We lost Eduardo. Did you hear about this update? I was going to talk about it at the end, but since people are still trickling in, we'll kind of bring that up first. I know yesterday I had a few appointments, and when I arrived, they were like, I'm sorry, Mr. Ramon, but all our systems are down and this issue is worldwide. And I was like, worldwide? And I they were early, right? So like I didn't have a chance to like open my social media, look at the news. I was like, it was so early. I just put music and took off. So I couldn't do anything yesterday. Everything was down. And when I looked it up, it looked like Microsoft was had some kind of update, and this update triggered a massive IT issue worldwide. A lot of people were affected, airports, businesses, even regular people. Um, Eduardo, did this affect you in any way?
Yes, of course. It affected me because I was on my computer and I couldn't synchronize my files. But it fixed it quickly. In fact, it fixed it quickly. I have any other problems. The only problem was I couldn't synchronize very well, but it's important for us because we all on the company were in cloud, so all computer are connected. So if you can't synchronize your files, maybe you can do a double work because you don't know if your document is on the cloud or see the person that need the document that you have create or you have shared have the access. I don't know, for one meeting or for attachment for some emails, so they need all the information, right? So it could be affected, but it didn't affect as I told. So it was a problem, but we could manage.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad it was fixable for most situations. It did create a lot of frustration, especially at the airports. It was actually called, I believe it was, hold on, before I don't want to, CrowdStrike. I guess it's like the company that was also involved with them and Microsoft. Again, not my IT issue, so maybe I don't have the exact details, but I know it had to do with CrowdStrike, Microsoft, and an update, and we all lost access. Some people couldn't even work. But all right. But moving along, that was yesterday, actually. So some people might even still be recuperating from that issue. Now, okay, now let me just take a look in there. All right, there we go. There's my people. Good morning, y'all. Okay, shout out to Wasem, Oyederin, and Okan Lawan. By the way, heads up, this is Eduardo, not Aaron. It's okay. Easy mistake to make. Just clearing that up for the people in the chat. But we could probably holler at Aaron on another day. But I'm glad you're doing well. Now, let's boogie down to the main topic of today. So, it's funny. I was actually in the middle of a meeting last week, and my mom sent me like a message. And her message was Trump was shot. Very, I mean, definitely was, could have added some details to that message, right? Because I was in the middle of a meeting. I see the message. I even interrupted the meeting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Time out, time out. What is going on? So we turn on the news. And by the way, thanks, mom, for freaking me out mid meeting. But she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. And it might have been like a reaction, when something happens, like this happened, By the way, my mom loves Donald Trump, so she's definitely on the make America great again um, community. I put on the TV and there is a rally. By the way, for those across the pond, for those in other countries, in the United States, we are in the midst of the presidential election, which is Donald Trump, our former president, versus our current president, Joe Biden. I'm not going to go into like my opinion. I'm just going into the explanation of the facts of what happened. So Donald Trump was having a rally in Pennsylvania. And these rallies are exciting. I personally never been to one, but I watch them on YouTube and everybody's there with their hat on and the energy's up. These rallies, I mean, come on, are supposed to be highly secured. And I believe the Secret Service is in charge of that to make sure that nothing bad happens. Of course, that doesn't mean that something bad can't happen. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Right? Someone decides to do decides to do the unthinkable. You can't prevent that, right? I mean, but okay, let me just move on. So anyway, so this event is supposed to be highly secured. And normally, usually it is. I mean, up to this point, I think once there was a scare where Donald Trump, like, he jumped off stage, but not like this one. This one, he's talking on stage. All of a sudden, you hear, you hear what could be bullets, right?
Yes.
And he ducks. First he kind of grabs his ear. He kind of like,
Yes.
and then he goes down. and shortly after, the Secret Service covers him.
Yes.
What was also interesting to me in that moment, okay, Eduardo, and by the way, I'm just analyzing and asking questions and discussing.
Yes, I seen the video on the news because all the world, show the news and okay, I see that the event how was it, but what it's interesting to discuss now is how this is going to impact, right, in the elections or in the politics, because
Hold on, real quick. Before we get into that, I'm still kind of like what the event that was spiraling. So, Eduardo, question: if you're somewhere,
okay,
anywhere,
okay,
and you think you hear bullets, in fact, you see people ducking, what is your first reaction?
go down, put on the
Okay,
ground,
yeah, down to the ground. What else?
and cover my head, and
Maybe
yell,
run,
say
get the fuck out of there, right?
no, no,
Maybe
yes,
leave.
yes, but I prefer to go down and start to yell people, hey, careful, please cover because someone is shooting. So I will alert people today put on safe, right? Because when they are shooting, maybe you know the bulls can impact
The
wherever
bullets,
and wherever.
the bullets. Ideally, when shots go off, a crowd will disperse. Some hit the ground, some run, some trip over each other. It just becomes chaotic, usually. What was interesting here is how everyone kind of stood their ground. If you see the video, the people behind him, like, they stayed there. They kind of like they did a little duck here and there. A couple went down and they stayed there. And he, which by the way, at the let me see, at the RNC, that's the big Republican convention that they hold, is where he spoke. Donald Trump spoke in response to that event. Like that happened, and then he spoke about it. He came out with like a gauge on his ear because in the shooting, it did take a piece of his ear, from what I heard from reports, which is why he was bleeding. So mom was right. Did get shot. I mean, if it hits you any way, shape, or form, man, if he would have moved his head a couple inches in another
Yes,
direction,
yes, and it seems that it was going to be fatal for him, right? Because mortal for him because it's like if he haven't move it, it could impact him and it will be mortal. So I think that he was very lucky.
let's move on. Let's keep telling the story. So the bullets go. You hear bullets. He
Yes,
ducks. They cover him. Now you hear more bullets, right? So there's like a return fire because once they figure out, apparently the person that shot the shooter said that he was in range 3 minutes before, but did not receive the okay to fire. Now, I hate even saying these things because like I wasn't there. So I'm literally saying what the news said. But like again, even the news could make a mistake. And that is such a sensitive little topic right there. Now, after the Secret Service cleared, I guess they came to the conclusion that they took down the shooter. When Donald Trump got back up, he has blood on his face. He looks at the crowd and he throws up the fist. Throws up the fist. And that kind of empowers the crowd. As an American, I get the bat signal. I get it because this country is even here because we fought.
Yes.
That's the reason we're even here. So the moment made sense to me, even though at the same time, I'm like, get out of there. Like I'm thinking like a dad, but I'm also thinking like an American. And then, unfortunately, horribly, someone lost their life in the crowd, a um, fireman that had family. And that's why, like, oh man, it's such a like my heart's broken because no matter who is speaking up there, no one should be shooting at any rally, at a pep rally at a school, no rally, no one. This should not happen. So people start asking, how? Why? You know, I'm not even going to mention the guy's name because I'm not going to give any more clout to this person. They don't deserve any more recognition. But they, he died. They took him down. He was on the roof of a building nearby, a roof that has some elevation. How do you? I mean, you would think you would clear you would have clearance on the not just the area but the surrounding areas. How did he even get there? There's videos of the guy. The guy's like 20 years old. Now, remember, we're in the living room talking crap. He didn't look like somebody that would do this. He didn't look like it, right? He had like I mean, he just to say the least, he did not look like someone who's going to go do an assassination attempt on the president. Did not look like that. There's videos of him standing outside of the building while the prep, well, not prep, while the Trump rally is going on. He's standing there, but people probably looked at him and like, he don't look like he gonna do nothing. But again, that's not the people there's job. That's the security's job. He had enough time to put up a ladder, go up the ladder, lay down. The people in the crowd saw him. They're like, look, he's on the roof. He has a gun. At that moment, hey, Trump, come down. Hey, yeah, you know, it
The
was like,
reaction
I
was
don't
late.
know. The what?
The reaction was very late.
Yes, a little bit. There's another video of Maduro
Yes.
when they try to assassinate him, and you see all of his Secret Service. They have this shield that they lift up, and they all surround him. Here, the bullet shouldn't have even touched his ear. You feel me? That's too much already. That's Donald Trump. Again, I'm not expert in this department to say what should have happened and to like start pointing fingers. But you know, there's a video where like another Secret Service lady, she's trying to holster the her gun and she can't do it. She keeps fumbling the. I mean, I get it. I get it. They're nervous. I get it. I would be nervous too. I get it. It's a scary moment. Everybody is scrambling. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on. So I get it. I totally understand. Eduardo, give me 2 seconds. Okay, hold on.
Yes, and speaking more about these events, I haven't, speaking about more this event, I haven't suffered something similar here in Peru, but I know that when you are in this political election, it's normal that people try to use violence as a as a tool, right? And it's very difficult, and the leaders like Donald Trump or another leader have to speak and have to management this issue, right? To calm people, to calm the person, and to say yes, you cannot act like this, because it doesn't matter if you don't lie or you think this person is going to be, I don't know, going to do a worse, I don't know, a bad word, but you can't do that. Nothing justify violence, I think, because it increase the tension, it increase the polarize in a society, and many people start thinking about you and then us and then, and start to divide it, the population, and it's not
Yeah,
something.
exactly. You said it, bro, brother. You said it. When this happened, mind you, on YouTube, the podcast community, the live stream community, everybody went live right away or the next day. You know what? I almost called you.
Yes, you say.
Hey, sorry, buddy. Wherever you are, go in the bathroom. We're gonna go live. Um, but you know what? I said, wait. I said, wait. Because you know what? You have to know and understand what is happening. And then when you're depending on second-handed resources like the news or you're doing research, if you were not there in person, I gave it time. I didn't even take notes today. I've just been watching it all week, just educating myself, understanding, really looking back at what our country's been through and then what we're about to go through. I think is very important. Like you said, what would have happened if it was different?
It
What
will
if it
be,
didn't miss?
yes, it will be a disaster, right? Because people don't believe in security. Because, when you see something like this, you say, oh, but it's you say, right? You say it's supposed to be a country very developed, country very secure. But when you see that, you say, oh, it's not like I thought, right? But it's the image, the impact on the war. I think that it it could be a little, it could have been a little worse, a little bad.
Yeah,
It,
because like this is what happens, right? This was a 20-year-old boy. Let me rephrase that. 20-year-old man, tired of giving people that are 18 and over the boy flag, the boy pass. Nuh-uh. You're a grown ass adult. He asked his dad if he can go to the shooting range. Like other days. I believe it was like I don't have confirmation of the weapon. Might have been like a AR, AK, something like that. But the dad thought he was just gonna go to the shooting range. So this guy goes and shoots at the president and actually somewhat hit him.
yes,
So then other people start to think, oh, was that the other president? Was that the Democrats? Was that Joe Biden? You know, and it starts to create this like divide.
yes.
Because
Because
that's the thing. If we are America, then we should be America no matter who the president is. We should come together no matter who the president is. Even if Joe Biden was the one talking up there. And that's why sometimes like these elections get they get a little bit lost in the ego. It gets lost in who's gonna win and who's doing this and who's doing that. And the actual main reason why we're even having these elections kind of get lost in the wind a little bit, kind of get blown away. Like the most important thing is that we can provide a country that is safe for our children to live and grow in.
And
Bottom line,
special,
where we're safe and free.
yes, special safe is free because no
Safe
matter,
is free.
yes, because it doesn't matter who speak, you have your lounge, you have your, you can speak what you think, right? You can
Damn, safe is free.
proud, right? So it's important, right? That you can't, because USA is a country that's the synonymous of freedoms, right? So
Yeah.
you have to everyone see USA like this, where you can be free, where you can be, a person that can speak what you think, right? It's very important.
Like, if it's so dangerous that you have to surround yourself with protection, are you free? It's a question to ask. And no, of course, if you're the president, yes, you should have protection. I'm not questioning that at all. But I just think that I is that when you said the word divide, it kind of hit my soul a little bit because I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see it a little bit, and that's what these elections do. They definitely they do the opposite of bring together, and coming together is what we need to do when these things happen. What is the root cause? Was there a political group, radical group? No, this was but of course we have to investigate why did this person do this? You know what?
I think that the leader have the responsibility, the way how they communicate their message, to not create this division, right?
If there was a possibility to capture him without killing him, that and maybe later they can do like the death penalty if you want to, but like you kill him, you're not gonna get any information out of him, that's it. But if he's still alive, maybe we could have. But again, in that moment, you just gotta stop whatever whatever threat is going on. But it's so tricky. So even me right now, I'm like trying to talk, but I'm like, okay, let me be careful, let me be careful, let me be careful. But fuck being careful, because right here we're on the live stream expressing how we feel. We're being respectful. We're just analyzing. We're discussing. There's a lot. This onion peels in many different directions. But yeah, what was the root cause? This person was depressed. They felt what can lead someone to tactfully pull this off? Yeah, to think about this. This was not like an angry response. This was calculated. But either way, it's a problem. And it needs to be, we need to like, again, in Dallas is where John F. Kennedy was assassinated
Yes,
here in Texas. So there has been a history of this. It makes sense, right? You're the president of one of the biggest countries in the world, of a superpower country. So I'm pretty sure Putin, um, I always mispronounce his name. North Korea, what was his name? Kim was his last name?
I remember, but he's a person that when he speak, everyone said, "Oh, he's crazy."
Well, him. Another leader. I'm just thinking about leaders of countries, right? The presidents. What's the name of the president of Peru right now?
Dina Boluarte, there is a woman who entered he was vice president. The president was revocate and she entered.
So yeah, the new president of Mexico, the woman. I heard a lot of candidates didn't make it to the end to see the end of that election. So yeah, when you are in heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes, yes, it's very, when you are a leader, you are exposed to this, right? You are exposed to to many people, to many, crazy people, to many people that have problems, have many issues, and they can't maybe don't they can not see the reality, and you as a leader can be affected like this. You can see Abraham Lincoln, he was killed, for example, in Washington D.C., and John F. Kennedy that you said she was killed, and
That is.
any other person, right? Gandhi, he was assassinated. So this happened, right? Martin Luther King, for example, remembers
Yeah. Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
killed too. So it's something that is common, right? So you have to be careful in when you are a leader, you're exposed to all of this. You have to be careful the way how you express that to not create this in people, right? Because people still there are people crazy, right? There are crazy people that you don't need to be so extremist to they act like this, but I think that you as a leader or people or the leader have to be very careful when they express or do not create this on society. For example, in case of Venezuela, many people wants to kill Maduro, and you say of course because he's very he's very aggressive the way how he spreads. He's uh, very polemic, and he creates, right? Still, I don't justify this, but it's what happened, right?
Yeah, it's because people admire, history remembers people that take risk, people that put their life on the line for others. And that's what it really is to be a leader. You know what the president is supposed to be? Well, the president is the commander in chief of the military. Ideally, the president is supposed to be like out there, but of course, with time, different positions are put in place. But and that's why I think after this happened, that signal was Donald Trump saying, "Hey, I'm gonna die for this country. Do what you got to do. I'm here. Miss me, get me. However, we're gonna rock till the wheels fall off." And that's why I will vote for Donald Trump if I vote this year. If I
But
get
you're
to
going
it.
you're going to vote for Donald Trump for this event, or before this event you have chosen to.
No, 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 no. I've definitely way, way before this event, and I think we can even go back to a live stream episode way back where somewhere where I have said this. Um, Again, when I am in the domain of like having my students talking about politics, I'm just very respectful. You get me? Because they always say don't talk about politics, religion, and sports, because then people, not everybody is mature with their feelings, and not everybody can control how they feel. So sometimes, eh. But if right now it's Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I'll vote for Donald Trump. And respectfully, I just think Joe Biden, he's made a few errors while talking. Like he just look, man. I have my grandfather who's older, and sometimes you just get old, man, and it's time to like settle down, rest. You lived your life. I don't know. I feel like the presidents should be like a little younger, like a little bit,
I
like
think the person have to be the energy, right? The energy and the capacity to govern, right? If you see a passive person, it could be a little, the message that they send you is like to be very passive, don't have the energy, don't have this willing that you need to someone to represent you and defend you, right? So I think it's important.
now Trump, man, he has more energy than me. Sometimes like I'll see him talking, I'll go to sleep, I wake up, he's the next day already in another state talking somewhere else. That man has energy. Wow, he does not get tired. For someone who's 78 years old, compare him to other 78-year-old people. He's, but you know why? when you're passionate about something, when you believe in something, nothing can stop you. That's the truth. And he's locked in. He is locked in. That man can talk to this country like a father to his children.
Yes, and
Um,
yes, yes, that's right. I see Donald Trump when he stand up after the shooting and he was like, "I'm still here," was a big message. I mean, I don't know have something. I don't have any preference in candidate of USA, but that message that Donald Trump communicate was very something very hoped, right? Something he showed people like, hey, I'm still here, I have dinner and nothing happens and I can do it, right? It's like I feel that message in him and it's something very positive. You know, beside that their belief, their their his idea, I like that actions. So I consider that it's something important. If you compare with another candidates, you can see the difference, right? The other like more passive. Passive is similar that witness. They are like passive. Sometimes you can excinements that lack of motivations, or you I don't know you feel that the person do not have the direction right. Even in my work, when I see people that is like yes, if they say that no, I cannot work with someone like him, right? Because it's do not fit that the position, I think.
I hear you, Eduardo. Sorry, I just got someone in the chat saying that we're a little low, so maybe I don't know if you have a little bit of a volume raiser on your microphone. I'm asking. Only one person said it though, so I don't think it's too shouldn't be too crazy. I hear you. I hear you clear, Eduardo. So I think it should be okay. But yeah, again, back to this presidential situation. It's crazy though. I'm not gonna lie. It is a little crazy. Um, have you seen that the picture at the picture that they took? They said that the cameraman he didn't even move. He didn't even flinch. He's like, I'm getting this picture. I'm getting my moment. And he got the picture. The um, hold on. Sorry. I'm like looking at the chat. Yeah, the cameraman was like, the cameraman should be in the Secret Service, man. You should give him an application. Homie did not flinch. But look, I'm gonna land the airplane. Um, and this is gonna be my final message on the topic. And of course, Eduardo, I am going to speak a little bit on behalf of the United States, a little bit. But of course, bear with me here. Even though I may vote for Donald Trump, if you want to vote for Joe Biden, that's okay too, right? You have the freedom and the right to choose who you will vote for. If you want to vote for Robert Kennedy, you can vote for him too. You can vote for whoever you want. And that is the beautiful thing about this country. That is the beauty of being an American. You have the freedom of speech, you have the freedom to vote, you have the right to bear arms responsibly. All right. Again, that's another topic. That's another topic. But again, these arms that we bear are to protect ourselves from those trying to hurt us. In this case, an example of when we had to protect ourselves as a country. But just remember, and trust me, I love Donald Trump too, but America will still be here after him, and it was here before him. So even if we have another president, it does not mean we should destroy each other, divide, draw the line in the sand, and have a civil war. It doesn't mean that. We have to come together in the worst of times, when it's the hardest, when it's the most difficult, is when we need to have just a little more patient, a little more love, and try to resolve, try to talk, try to communicate. We all deserve to see another day. Drops the mic. But y'all, am I gonna lie? I was a little nervous. This is a hot topic. And a lot of people have been talking. I've been listening to a lot of people. I respect everyone's opinion. Just walk in love. All right. And that's a big part of who we are as a country. In God we trust. So always put God first. And that's all I got on my end, Eduardo. How about you? Any final thoughts here?
Okay, well, I think that in this kind of events, it's very important that people do not exacerbate that, the division, and they they have to give a balance, right, between politicals and how it works. They have the vision of how political works, and don't let this, don't see you the reality, right? Because still you have to respect another. Still you have to respect the difference. You have to, to know that other people do not are not. It's only a figure, right? A political figure that wants to say a message, but don't lose this respect. Don't lose this reality, right? Don't
Yeah.
let the hates. Don't let this can maybe don't let you think the things good, right? So it's very important to have this in mind. If you don't want to know about something, just don't look TV or just
Yeah.
about him, and that's okay, right? If you feel that it it's not good for you for know about this person, just let it, let it.
Yeah, man.
Read, don't say anything, don't spend your energy doing this because it's not going to change anything,
Or
right?
don't
So
or don't spend your life, right?
yes,
Like this
correct.
person, obviously it got to his head and
Yes.
look.
Is what I do. For example, when I in my elections times here in my country, if I don't want one candidate or something, I just don't say anything. I just don't see, don't support. And when I hear people speaking about that, I just okay, continue speak. I don't try to change people's mind because it's not war, right? I am going to spend my energy, and I don't want that. I have another important thing to do, right? Or another ways to change my country more than speaking and write and start all day reading like that. I feel
Of
that. So
course.
so so I thank you once again to our, to our viewer for for hear us to speak about us. And if they have something to share with us, they can write in the chat, and maybe we can discuss in the other podcast.
Thank you, Eduardo. I appreciate those last words. But yeah, the elections to some margin are to be enjoyed. If it's affecting your mental health, turn it off. Talk to somebody. It does not need to get out of hand. But at the same time, despite what elections going on, who's voting for what, take care of yourself. Right? Throughout my life, I've been through like 5, 6 different presidents, but I'm still here. And I still have to take care of myself. And when I have a problem and things go wrong, the president doesn't come and hold my hand and walk me through nothing. I have to take care of me and make sure that I'm good. And one of the main reasons why Donald Trump is where he is because throughout his life, he took care of himself and still does. So, last message, take care of yourself, take action. And sometimes it's good to get off the couch and stop watching other people win and start making some wins for yourself. There, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I love y'all. That was episode what, 30, 33? Dang, we're already there. Guys, stay tuned to my channel for the next episode. It might not be next week, but if anything, like the week after that. So, but maybe not. Just stay tuned. I'll let y'all know. But of course, we try to meet here every Saturday as much as we can to discuss our English, have this conversation, practice our communication skills, discuss these hot topics that are going around the world. And thank y'all for joining. Love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Eduardo, thank you, my friend. Have a great
Perfect.
rest of your day, and I'll see
Bye.
y'all later. Chat. Thank y'all also. Y'all are beautiful, and we'll speak soon.